Hi, welcome to today's yoga session. Today's focus is going to be on our posture, so mostly opening up through our upper back and mid back. All you're going to need is your mat today, so once you've rolled that out, we'll begin. So today we'll begin in our comfortable seat. So find a nice easy cross or even a half lotus if your hips are open to that. If you feel like the legs are really tight in this position, you could always boost yourself and sit up onto a pillow or just have your legs out in front of you if that is more comfortable. But wherever you find your stance, find that comfortable seat and then maybe gently place your hands onto the knees or onto the legs and then just gently roll your shoulders back and down away from the ears. Thinking nice and long through your center line as you take a nice big inhale breath, followed by a big exhale. We'll do that one more time as you breathe into your chest, your ribs, as well as your belly. Followed by a nice long exhale as you let it go. Good. On the next inhale, we're going to reach the arms all the way up towards the sky. Big inhale, reach. And then as you exhale, you're going to lower the hands, but really try to reach the hands back behind you. Draw the ribs and belly in as you reach the arms back, and down towards the earth. Good. So inhale again, sweep the arms all the way up and back. Maybe look up towards the hands if you'd like to open up through the chest. And then as you exhale again, bring the arms all the way back and down. Draw your ribs in to that big opening happening through the front of the shoulders. Good. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Look up towards the hands. And then exhale again as you release the arms all the way out to the side. And then again, down by your hips. Beautiful. On the next inhale, we're going to reach the arms up, but we're going to do it differently. You're going to clasp the fingers, push the palms down towards the earth. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up towards the sky. And then try to do this without flaring your ribs out. So keep the ribs drawn in. And then as you exhale, you're going to release the hands down towards the back of the neck. Support the back of the head and neck here, and then inhale, lift your head up and into the back of the hands. Keep the elbows nice and wide. And then as you exhale, round through just the upper back as you tuck your chin and your elbows together. Inhale again, open everything back up, expand up through your chest, leaning your head into your hands, elbows nice and wide. And then exhale again as you round forward. Good. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, open, expand, lift through your heart. And then exhale again as you round. Good. One last time. Inhale, expand and open. And then exhale again as you round things out. Good. We're going to inhale, open up again one last time. And then this time reach the palms back up towards the sky, pushing the palms up. And then again as you exhale, pushing the arms forward and down. Good. We'll find some laterals here. So on your next inhale, reach the left arm nice and high. And then exhale, take a side bend over towards your right, resting that right hand there, pivoting that left shoulder open as you take a nice big bend. Inhale again, maybe lift halfway. And then exhale again, deepen. And one more time like that. Inhale and exhale. Good. We'll take it the other way, reaching the arms back up and down. Reach the right arm high this time. And then take a nice big side bend over towards your left. Okay. Rotate the chest open towards the sky. Inhale again. And then exhale again as you deepen. Do it once more. Inhale again. Create space and then exhale, find depth. Beautiful. Take your time to come all the way back to your center. And then you're going to pivot your stance so that you come onto your hands and your knees. So rotate your hands towards the front, take your knees and make sure that they're stacked underneath your hips. And then if you're really tight through your chaps like I am, open up your hands a little bit wider and your fingertips rotated out slightly. So on your next inhale, drop the belly as well as your gaze, lift your tailbone up. And then as you exhale, push the earth away, dumbing the tops of your back. Good. Inhale again, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Finding Chakravarkasana back and forth. Exhale again as you round. Find it about 2 more times, moving nice and slow. Beautiful. One more. Beautiful. Take your time to come into a nice neutral spine. And then you're going to walk your hands forward, walk your knees back slightly. Keep your knees nice and wide as you bring your toes together. And then slowly start to drop your chest while keeping your hips nice and high. So as you drop your chin down towards the ground, you'll feel a big opening happening through your lats. through your deltoids, through your chest. And if lifting the chin is too difficult, you can always rest your forehead down instead. Good. Keeping the hips nice and high, keep sinking the heart down towards the earth. Really good. One more. Take your time to slide the hands back towards your face and then use that to gently press yourself up back to all fours. And then we're going to find a gentle twist. So bring your knees closer together, rest your left hand closer to center, and then on your next inhale, reach the right arm nice and high. Do your best to stack the shoulders. And then as you exhale, rotate as you reach that left arm towards the left side. Inhale again, sweep the arm back up as you look right. Exhale, take it all the way through. Good, we'll do 2 more like that. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, pull through. Beautiful. One last one. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, pull it through. Good. Inhale, reach as you reach the arm back up high, ending on the inhale, and so that you can exhale and then plant that hand down towards the earth. We're going to plant the left hand firmly this time, and then on your next inhale, reach the left arm high. Do your best to stack your left shoulder over the right one, and then exhale, pull it through. Good. Inhale again, sweep the arm up. Exhale, number 2 as you pull it through. Good. Final 2 like that. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring it through. One last one. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, pull it through. Good. Inhale, reach that arm nice and high, ending on the inhale again. And then exhale, plant that hand down towards the earth. Good. We're going to walk your hands forward and your knees back. You can also do this in a full plank rather than a half one if you'd like, but inhale, push the earth away. And then exhale, slowly bend down into the elbows, lowering yourself all the way down towards the earth. Good. We're going to keep your hands back by the rib cage, roll the elbows and shoulders back, and then on your next inhale, gently press down into your hands. You lift through the chest and extend the arms all the way back behind you. Inhale here. And then exhale, bring the arms all the way forward towards the front. Good. Inhale, lift a little bit higher. And then as you exhale, bring one hand on top of the other, resting your forehead on top of that. Good. We'll do that combo a couple more times. On your next inhale, lift up the upper body, swing the arms all the way back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, arms forward. Inhale, lift a little bit higher. And then on the exhale, lower back down. Hands, and forehead. Okay, we'll do that again. Inhale, lift through the chest, send the arms all the way back, airplane wings. Exhale, send the arms forward. Inhale, lift a little bit higher. And then on the exhale, bring it on down. Good. One last one here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, arms forward. Inhale, lift a little bit higher. And then again, exhale, lower down. Beautiful. We take the hands right by our rib cage, gently roll our hips all the way up and back, and find that gentle child's pose as you rest your forehead down. Good. We'll take a breath here. Good. Take your time to slowly roll back up to your hands and knees. And then you're going to tuck our toes and send our hips all the way up and back into your downward facing dog. Ground the heels a lot as you push into your hands, shrugging your shoulders up towards your ears as you gently rotate your biceps forward, pedaling our feet left and right, starting to opening up into ankles, calves, and hamstrings. And then on your next inhale, we're going to reach the right leg up nice and high, keeping the hips nice and square. And then as you exhale, bring that knee towards your nose, and then step the foot forward to meet the hands. Once the foot lands between the hands, you're going to take your back foot and bring a pivot down 45 degrees so that the entire foot is on the ground, and then slowly come up to your warrior one. Good. Once we found our warrior one, we're going to find a little bit of a posture version of warrior one here today. So inhale here as you find a nice big bend into the knee, reaching the arms up, chest open, and then as you exhale, straighten the leg as you bring the arms all the way down to your sides. All right, we'll go through this sequence together. Inhale, bend into the knee, reaching the arms up high. Exhale, bring the arms forward, straighten the leg. Inhale, bring the hands and elbows out nice and wide, open through the chest, and then send the knee forward again. Inhale here. And then as you exhale again, draw the hands together right in front of your chest as you straighten the leg once more. Good. Final one, you're going to bring your hands to your chest, keeping the elbows nice and high, rolling the shoulders back, bending into the knee again. And then as you exhale, release the arm and straighten out the leg. Beautiful. That's number one. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, straight leg, arms forward. Inhale, open the arms nice and wide, bend into the knee. And then as you exhale again, straighten the leg, bring the arms to close. Good. Fingers stay touching, hands to chest, keep the elbows nice and wide. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, straighten the leg and lower the hands. Good. Last time. Inhale, warrior one, Virabhadrasana. Exhale, arms forward, straight leg. Inhale, open the elbows and arms out nice and wide, bend into the knee. Inhale. And then as you exhale again, bring the hands to close, straighten the leg. Good. Hands to your chest, elbows high, bend into the knee once more. And then as you exhale, release the hands as well as the leg. Good. We'll come out of this by inhale, reaching the arms nice and high, coming back into that Virabhadrasana one. And then as you exhale, plant both of your hands down towards the earth. Send that right foot back to meet the left. And we'll just do one chaturanga here, lowering down halfway. Roll over through the toes, lift through the chest as you find your upward facing. And then exhale as you send it all the way back into your downward facing Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. Let's move on to the other side. Reach the left leg high. Inhale. And then exhale again. Bring that knee towards your nose and step it forward between the hands. Once the foot lands, the bat foot is going to pivot again 45 degrees so you can come all the way back up into a nice and strong Virabhadrasana one, this time on the left. And then as you exhale, release the hands as you straighten out the leg. Good. Let's find that combo. Inhale again, Virabhadrasana one. Exhale, arms forward, straight leg. Inhale, reach the arms out to the sides, open up through the chest, bent knee. Exhale, hands together, front leg straight. Good. Hands to your chest, keeping the elbows nice and high. And then as you exhale again, straighten the leg as you release the arms. Good. We got 2 more like that. Inhale, Virabhadrasana one. Exhale, arms forward, straight leg. Inhale, open up the arms nice and wide, bent knee. Exhale, hands close, straight leg. Hands to chest, keep the elbows high. Retract the shoulders back, bend into that knee. And then exhale, release the hands, straight legs. Good. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, arms forward, straight leg. Inhale, bend into the knee, open up the arms wide. Exhale again, arms closed, straight leg. Hands to your chest, keeping the elbows high. Inhale. And then exhale, release the arms, straight leg. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up nice and high. Exhale, release the hands back down towards the earth. Send that left foot back to reach the right. And then as you send your hips all the way up and back, let it all go into your downward facing dog. Your Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay, I'll take one more breath here. And then as you exhale, look forward towards the front of the mat. Gently step your feet forward to meet them as you find a comfortable seat. Good. We're going to bring the hands back behind us. Bring your feet onto your mat. Keep your chest nice and open. Take a nice big inhale breath. Fingertips facing you if your shoulders feel okay. If your shoulders are really tight and you know that coming up into reverse tabletop is really difficult, you can bring your fingertips out to the sides. But wherever you land, take a nice big inhale. Scoop the hips all the way up towards the sky on the inhale breath. And then as you exhale, slowly lower them down towards the ground. Good. One more time. Inhale, squeeze and lift. And then as you exhale, lower down. Beautiful. Last time, inhale, lift. Beautiful. And exhale down. Good. We're going to cross our left foot underneath our right thigh, and then take our left foot and cross it over so that we are basically in this little crisscross position. You can gently bring that top foot farther back so that it lands in this position here if your flexibility allows that. If you're like, I'm not quite there, but just being here and gently bringing the knee down gives you a little bit of a stretch to that hip, you're at a good place. Once you find that, we're going to open up into our chest just a little bit more by taking that left hand and reaching it overhead as you point that elbow straight up towards the sky. And then either take your right hand and give yourself a gentle pull here, or if you feel like your hands can make contact behind you, you can take that right arm underneath and see if you can grab fingertips. If you're not quite there, that's totally okay. Just use the right hand to help support that left arm as it reaches up towards the sky, close to the ear, and you feel that big opening happening through your triceps, lats, serratus anterior through your ribs as you breathe nice and big. Really good. One more. Good. Take a nice big inhale here as you reach the arms back up high. And then exhale, release the hands all the way down by your sides. Good. We'll take the opposite leg. So take that right foot and cross it out from underneath, from over, and then you're going to take it under. So you're going to take that left foot underneath this time. And then you can either have your left foot in front if that's like the least amount of flexibility, and it makes it harder. And so you can be here in position 1, or you can bring that foot over to the outside for position 2, and then a little bit farther back if you are able to take yourself into position 3. So find the one that best fits your hips and your needs today. And then once you have that position, you're going to take the same thing with the arms. You're going to take your right hand this time, reach it up overhead towards the small of your back, reaching the elbow straight up. And then use that left hand to gently help guide that arm down a little bit deeper. If you feel like you might be able to reach fingertips, please find the attempt without the expectation that it's going to be the same between your left and right side. So this side I can grab, the other side I couldn't. Know that that's totally normal. Good. As you find a little bit more depth, breathing nice and deep into that right side. Good. One more breath here. And then take your time to gently unwind the arms, bringing both arms up towards the sky. Big inhale breath. And then as you exhale, release the hands all the way out to the sides and down by your hips. Good. You're going to gently uncross your legs. Give your knees a nice big hug into the chest before you slowly take your time to lower yourself down towards the earth. Good. We'll close with a couple of bridges today. Bring your feet close to your hips and hip distance apart. Your upper arm is going to join the party as well as the hips. So on your next inhale, lift the hips up nice and high as you press down into your feet. Take the arms all the way up towards the sky and then overhead. And then as you exhale, lower the hips and arms at the same time. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, big reach. Exhale, lower down. Good. And then last time, inhale, reach. And then exhale, lower down. Good. Once our hands land down by our sides, maybe bring the soles of our feet together, allow our knees to open out to the sides. Or if you feel like just extending the legs out nice and straight, it's a good place to be. So as we check in with our bodies, noticing how it feels, noticing where we held our tension. Allow your body to melt into the mat. As you allow it to check in one more time. Trying to undo all those little things in life. Just taking a few minutes out of the day. Focus on our posture, how we carry ourselves. Give ourselves the opportunity to just let go and be. take one last moment to check in with the body. We'll invite a nice big breath in, followed by a full breath out. Gently wiggling our fingers and our toes. Utilizing the help of our hands to gently draw our knees together if they were in a reclined butterfly position. Before taking your time to slowly bring your knees into your chest, giving yourself one last big hug. As we find gratitude for our bodies and its ability to move, take your time to slowly roll over to your favorite side, coming into that comfortable fetal position, allowing yourself to reset for the rest of the day. And as you take your time to slowly rise up to your seat, a gentle reminder that you're already doing a great job. So once you find settled in your seat, taking one hand over the heart and one hand over the belly, once more finding gratitude for our bodies, this space, this practice. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide yours today, from my heart to yours. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you at the next one.